students. Welcome to Biosastra Talks. I am Gayatri. So, from today onwards, we are starting to revise the previous papers of NEET. Okay. First of all, I have started the new NEET 2023 paper here. So, in the NEET 2023 paper, what was the first question was? It was from the physiology of plants. So, if we see what is the question here, in angiosperms, the haploid, diploid, triploid structures of a fertilized embryo sac sequentially are. What they are asking here was what were the haploid, diploid, and triploid structures of fertilized embryo sac of an angiosperm. First of all, we should know what is an angiosperm. What is an angiosperm? Like what are angiosperms? The plants, which are the flowering plants in which the seeds are inside the fruit. Okay, normally maximum of the plants are angiosperms only, means with the seeds are present inside the group. So if we see, these are the angiosperms. In the angiosperms, when the we know that in the flowers we'll have that stigma and everything, and the fertilization will happen, then only the seed will come, right? So when the fertilization will take place, what was the procedure and what was the ploidy of the structures they are asking. They have given the options here like synergids, primary endosperm nucleus, zygote, or antipodal synergids, primary endosperm nucleus, synergids, zygote and primary endosperm nucleus, synergids, antipodals and polar nuclei. Means you have to say the ploidy of these three, means you have to arrange them in order, like haploid in these options which were having haploid, diploid, triploid structures in order. Okay, so to know that, we'll go to the process. Okay, first of all, this is the embryo sac of angiosperms. If you see, this is the embryo sac of angiosperms which is present inside the flower. So in this you can see what in the angiosperms embryo sac you will have, normally at one end we'll have two synergids and one egg, and in the middle you will have two polar nuclei, and this is all the center nucleus. We know that in every cell we'll have the nucleus and cytoplasm. This is the center nucleus and these are the polar nuclei, and these are synergids and egg, and on the other end we'll have antipodal cells. Okay, three antipodal cells. So if we see here, the synergids are in haploid condition and the egg cell is also haploid, whereas the polar nuclei, two polar nuclei combine to form one nucleus, but they'll, like, we'll see them separately only. They are like 2n condition, and the central cell and the antipodals are also in haploid condition. Okay, so in this, first of all, what will happen, the fertilization will happen in the embryo sac. How it will happen means, when the embryo sac of angiosperms is here, when this embryo sac will react with, and when we the sperm cells will enter the embryo sac. What will happen was, in the first thing, we know that normally the double fertilization will takes place in the embryo sac of angiosperms. Why it is known as double means two fertilizations will takes place. In the first fertilization, means first one, when the sperm cells are directly released into the embryo sac, one of the sperm will react with the central egg cell. Here we have an egg, no? So it will react with the egg cell. This is the primary fertilization, means the one egg cell and one sperm will combine to form a zygote. Okay, so here you can see that egg cell is a haploid condition and sperm cell is also an egg, like you can also say it is a gamete, male gamete. Okay, the male gamete is also haploid, so both of them will combine to form a diploid zygote here. So this is the first fertilization. Okay, when we see what is the second fertilization, here was, we are now, if you see the structure, you can see the two polar nuclei in the center. These two polar nuclei will combine with another male gamete, means sperm cell, to form a triploid primary endosperm nucleus. Why? Because this is the first nucleus formed between them. That's why it is known as primary endosperm nucleus. So here you can see that why it is triploid means, here we are having two polar nuclei and one male gamete, means male nuclei like sperm nucleus. So these three will combine to form primary endosperm nucleus. So here the primary endosperm nucleus is in 3n condition means triploid condition. Like this, the two fertilizations will occur in the angiosperms. That's why it is known as double fertilization. Okay, so this is the process. Now if we go to the options, we know that what was the first option? Synergids. If we see, synergids are in haploid condition. Okay, this is haploid. And primary endosperm nucleus, they are primary endosperm nucleus is triploid. So this is not the option. Why? Because the order should be like haploid, diploid and triploid. If you go to the second option, antipodals are also haploid in condition. Synergids are also haploid. So this is also not the option. Okay, if we go to the third one, synergids are haploid condition, whereas the zygote is a diploid one, means 2n1, and primary endosperm nucleus is the triploid one. So what is the correct answer here is C, option C. Why? Because what they have asked, we have to arrange them in haploid, diploid and triploid conditions, right? So the synergids are in haploid condition like N, and whereas the zygote is 2N, sorry, 2N, and the endosperm nucleus is 3N here. So these are the synergy like haploid, diploid and triploid cells, like structures of the fertilized embryo sac. Okay. Thank you.